What's up, gamers? We're back with another build video today. If you've been enjoying these build videos every single week, guys, make sure that you drop a subscribe on the channel. It'd be really appreciated. Starting off with this build, it's going to be on the Omnioculus Void Hunter build today. GMs are coming up next week, and everyone's always asking me, what's the build you're using to help everybody through the GMs? So here you go. Starting off with the subclass, I always go with the Mobius Quiver straight away just because it gives me more damage on a champion to take it out. We want the Gambler's Dodge so that we can get our smoke back for more invis from our dodge. I use the Vortex Grenade, just plain simply think it's the most powerful grenade on the Void subclass right now. Over to the aspects, you want Trapper's Ambush, and Trapper's Ambush is basically what gives us the quick fall. It blinds enemies as we land on the ground and weakens them, but it also sends us invisible and gives us one of our first sources of invisibility. We then want Vanishing Step, and what Vanishing Step does, Vanishing Step will send us invisible while dodging. And if we do that next to an enemy, it will refresh our smoke, which all pairs into Omnioculus. What Omnioculus does is we get a second smoke bomb charge, so we get two sources of invisibility from the smoke bombs. Also, while invis, we get extra damage resistance while invisible, so huge. Going back to the subclass, we're going to pull us over to the fragments now. First one, Persistence. So void buffs such as invisibility, which we're using the whole time in this build, is going to have an increased duration, which obviously is going to help us staying alive and all that sort of fun stuff. Next one is Echo of Remnants, and I like to use this one because it's going to pair with a couple of our mods in the actual build itself, but Echo of Remnants makes our Vortex Grenade last longer. And then we go with Echo of Obscurity. Basically, this is just going to give us an extra source of invis if we need it. We hit a finisher and it sends us re-invis. That's it. So that covers the subclass. Moving on to the mods on the helmet, especially with the elemental affinities being gone since last time we made this video, guys, we can literally put better mods on this now. So obviously our start mods, and then I run double lashes to assets for the grenades, and then I run a harmonic siphon. Or if I'm not running a void weapon for whatever GM reason it is or whatever I'm running, I can swap this out for whichever siphon mod that I need. On the gauntlets, I run double firepower mods. You can use just one if you'd like, but I run double because we have them only costing one because of the artifact perks this season. And then I run a bolstering detonation, and what bolstering detonation does, it ties in with our grenade lasting longer. So the more damage we do with a grenade, it grants class ability, which is our dodge, which is another source of our invis, back to our dodge timer. So it helps us out getting that dodge back. On the chest piece, I run double charged up. You don't need to run double charged up, but you can. I run these basically to keep my surges up and other things like that, but if you don't want to and you want to run more resist mods, you can. Moving on to the boots, I always run a recuperation. It's just a source of getting my health back, especially when it's from picking up an orb of power. With it being an orb meta right now, it's kind of silly not to run at least one of these. And I think it's like a good middle ground to run double surges because it gives you 17% of extra damage from running the surges. These can be just swapped out to whichever you need, whichever sort of type of damage you're doing, whether it be kinetic, arc, surge, etc. Moving on to the class item, I run at least one time dilation. This increases our armor charges for our surges to last longer, and then I just run double bomber, which helps us get our grenade back when we're dodging. And because we're dodging a lot to keep us invis, and whenever we need it, it's going to give us our grenade back, meaning we can use it more and more often. So that covers the whole sort of build for you guys in this. I'm going to show you the play loop here in a second. Certain combos we can do to take out champions, keep us alive, but while also doing damage, because it's all good being on invis, but you don't want to be that teammate and that invis hunter where you just go invis and then you're not doing anything. It's all good being invis, but if you're not killing anything, it's kind of a waste of time. Moving on to the play loop, guys, you're going to want to look into your invis. You're always going to want to use the dive first. It gives you 9 seconds of invisibility. Once it gets low down, you then want to be able to dodge next to an enemy, giving you that smoke back. Your dodge is always what's going to come up first because as a hunter, you always prioritize 100 mobility. Other things you can do, so as you can see, I've still got 2 sources of invis. If there's a champion coming for you and your teammates, stun, grenade, dive. What that's doing is that's damaging the champion. I've gone re-invis. I can rotate. I've stunned the champion. I can re-stun it and dodge next to it. Refreshes my invis. I stun the champion. I got my smoke back. So I've still got my sources of invis and I'd be able to move around. And that's pretty much the play loop. You can do this with barriers. So say this was a barrier. You'd be able to shoot it, stun it, and dive. And that basically covers the play loop on how I use this build. It's very, very simple. It's very, very easy to use. It's just the best way you can use the build rather than just being a invis crutch and just hiding from the enemies. So you don't have time, you can just dodge past something or anything like that. Let's just say I had no invisibilities right now because things went wrong and you see a finishable ad. Finish it, that's your little backup invis timer. You can just finish something and go back invis and relocate and then back to it. Now, that completes the only build you're going to need next week for Grandmaster Nightfalls and any other endgame content in Destiny 2. If you do need help, though, make sure to head over to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BurgerStar, where we'll be doing helps all next week on the Grandmaster Nightfalls. Hope you liked the video. If you did like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one, gamers. Boom!